Good morning guys, welcome to Operation Crypto and today's crypto market update. As we can see, we have the EMA 200 on the 4 hour time frame, which is still getting bashed right down. We've hit that 3 times now, and every time it's just been a wick to it and a rejection. Currently, yesterday the price action was very mundane. Look at that. We was pretty much not doing anything really, so I think it's getting towards that point where the price is gonna bounce at some stage. Which direction we're unclear, but we can see that potentially we've got something forming around here. It's not accurate, but you can see that we are coming to a bit of a pendant there, and depends what happens. I am still waiting out on that breakout, and I'm still looking to target that 37k region. Might be completely wrong, but that's what I believe, and that's what I'm sticking to so far. So hopefully we do get a bit of a sideways action for a few hours, and then we break out, maybe potentially reject off that again, but I think I'm still looking for a break to that upside. That's what I'm looking for. I am looking for a long, so I'm looking for 4 hour closures above the moving average 200, or should I say the EMA 200. If we do get them closures above, I will long it up to 37k and probably take profit on my way up. It may not get there. I'm just looking at that as a decent area where the price in the past has been a major support level, and it's a major trading area there. So for me, that's something that I'm potentially eyeing up. Obviously we could break to the downside and we could go for a bit more sideways action for the next few weeks before we do even get a break up. We've still got this EQ, this equilibrium of that previous trading range there. And then we've got the bottom here where we've bounced quite a significant amount of time. We've bounced here, and look at all these wicks that bounced up from the bottom there. So in terms of analysis on Bitcoin, still waiting. There's not much to talk about in terms of the price action on Bitcoin, but we can always look to other traditional markets to potentially sway our mind and sway our verdict. So the DXY, the dollar, God knows what's going on. Let's just remove all that. Got to the daily time frame, and we had a bounce off support down here, and I was looking for a continuation down. I think we're going to reject slightly here, to be honest. If you look at this area here, it was a major support region, and that's currently resistance. So the index is not really something you can do a major TA on. It's just something that's a correlation of everything put together in terms of currencies. But usually when you've got a weaker dollar, Bitcoin does perform fairly reasonably well. So I still think we're going to come down from here, to be honest, for maybe a couple of weeks, if that. I'm still expecting that Bitcoin relief rally. Looking at the Nasdaq on futures, we had a good bounce from the lows up there, and we are potentially forming a bit of a bull flag here if you drop down to lower time frames. Probably not really, but yeah, you could say there's a bull flag there. If we just put the mast on there, you've got a bit of a flag forming. So that could be something that we're waiting out on to break to the upside. May still get a little bit of sideways action. It's really time dependent, this. We could still get a few more weeks of price action in the range, and then we could have a little break up. I still think though traditional stock markets, including the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, I think they're still going to drop at some stage. I think that the market is still massively overinflated, and US, I've mentioned a few times now, have now kicked off quantitative tightening. That means they're pulling out $1.1 million per minute on the traditional stock markets. So that's something to be wary of. By the end of 2023, they will have pulled out around $1.5 trillion, which in turn you would have thought would strengthen that dollar. So I think we are due a little bit of a relief rally on Bitcoin. That could potentially happen over the next few weeks. It could happen in a month's time. I feel like now is a good time because we've closed right in on that moving average 200 on that 4 hour time frame. So it is looking like we potentially may have a break up to the upside, and I'm still looking at 37k region. All in all though, price action across the board has been pretty mundane. RSR, I'm going to do a video on this today. We had a massive wick up there, didn't we, up to 1.3 cent and then rejected so far. But today, if you're an RSR fan, I'm going to do a specific price analysis video on RSR to see what's going on across the board. We'll just take a quick look at the crypto fear and greed index. Are we still in extreme fear? Yes, back down to 11, slammed right back down to number 11 there. We actually went up to 17 yesterday, which we were quite surprised on. All we did was have a little relief bounce. It wasn't much on the lower time frames, and we've slammed right back down to 11. We've been in extreme fear for as long as I can remember. I mean, the last 2 months maybe, potentially. There is a graph somewhere that tells you it, but we'll have a look at that at some stage in the future. But looking back at the chart, so we've covered BTC. That's my thoughts. I'm still waiting for a breakout. Obviously, we can break to the downside and test these two levels again, like we have done in the past. And it really depends how long we're going to keep suppressed like this. I'm still expecting on Bitcoin, if we look at the higher time frames, there's still a bigger sell-off. I'm waiting for this relief bounce up here, like I've mentioned, to sell. I mean, I think we will go on a bit of a shitty run all the way up to October, November, and then I think we'll start that halvening cycle malarkey, and we'll start pushing on again. But taking a look at Ethereum, that's at $1,800. We've bounced off this region more times than I could possibly remember. It is a major area of support. I'm expecting a push up to 2,300. If that happens, obviously we're going to be following Bitcoin up because Bitcoin is the king. If we do lose this level, you're going to come down and test this region down here around 1,300 to 1,400. But if you look in the past, that is a previous all-time high. So there's a good chance that we do come down and test that. Usually you don't get Bitcoin coming down and testing the previous cycle all-time highs. I don't think that's happened before. But on altcoins, and especially Ethereum downwards, you will start to see some tests of those previous all-time highs. And in fact, altcoins, most of them, have been absolutely savaged. I mean, VeChain, that's been all the way up to, whether it's been 28 cents, and we've done a significant drop. Zilliqa actually had a bit of a rise recently, but that's dropped down. Outside Polkadot, that's crazy how low it's been. We're back down to accumulation levels as we were prior to that 2021 move. So for me personally, I think it's a good time to buy. And I do always know that the price can go lower. I put this tweet out yesterday saying, I'm buying here, and if we go lower, we'll go lower. Somebody put $3. If it goes that low, I'll be a buyer down there too. That's what happened in the previous cycle. Took major profit, and that profit is here to throw into altcoins. I've started to buy probably 3-4 weeks ago. Started to buy RSR, started to buy Polkadot. I've actually bought some Zilliqa, which I'm back in Zilliqa now, and I will DCA as appropriate. But potentially we may look to start also taking some profit over the next few weeks if we do get this run that I'm kind of hoping and expecting. But that's it in terms of analysis today. We'll just finish off by looking at Bitcoin dominance, which is continuing to rise. This is something I've been mentioning for a while. I'm still expecting a rise up to 52%. I think what may happen over the course of the next few weeks and months is that Bitcoin just continually manages to push up. Even though Bitcoin may get slammed down, altcoins will get slammed down harder. So that's when the dominance will really start to take effect. Once the bottom is in, whether that's tomorrow or in a year's time, Bitcoin will really start to push up and reclaim major dominance. It may go higher than 52%, it may go up to around 58%. And then once that's happened, we will go back into a bullish cycle. Who knows when that's going to be? I'm patiently waiting and patiently just starting to load up as much as I can. But that's it for today. I'm just going to leave you with a clip from BitGet. It's a platform I've started to use now on a daily basis. Copy trading, futures trading. If you're in the UK and you can't use Binance anymore for futures or leverage trading, use BitGet. It is ace. No KYC, did up to 200 Bitcoin, so major volume you can pull out from there if you're quite a significant trader. There's a link for that in my bio, but I'll leave you with that. Thanks so much for listening today, and I'll catch you next time.